and welcome back to 10 Universe. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the unbelievable rags to riches stories, so let's get started. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Number 1. John Paul Dijoria. Paul's childhood was full of struggles. At the age of 9, he had to sell newspapers and Christmas cards to support his family. He did a series of jobs and finally entered the world of hair care at Redken Laboratories. Today, he's the co-founder of the Paul Mitchell Hair Products and the Patron Spirits Company. Number 2. Walt Disney. Our childhood was full of cartoons and animated content brought by Disney, but to our surprise, the man behind it struggled a lot in his initial phases. In his childhood, he used to make cartoons for the school newspaper. Later, he struggled to get a job, but thanks to advertisements, he started animating his own cartoons and made several developments in the production of cartoons. Number 3. Ofra Winfrey. Oprah was born to a housemaid and a coal miner. Definitely, she grew up in poverty and faced many obstacles. She had to wear dresses made from potato sacks. But her life took a sharp turn when she joined the local black radio station, and there was no looking back for this star. Her net worth is $2.7 billion, and she is also considered as the greatest black philanthropist in America's history. Number 4. Henry Ford. In his childhood, he was a farm boy and no one would have expected him to be the man behind Ford. He's a self-taught man who used to dismantle and reassemble watches of his friends and neighbors. After his mother's death, his family wanted him to take over farm work, but he refused and worked as an apprentice machinist. Later, he started experimenting on gasoline engines. This marked the beginning of the Ford Empire. His introduction of the Ford T model completely revolutionized the American transport system. Number 5. Richard Branson. Richard wanted to be an entrepreneur from an early age itself. He has dyslexia, but this couldn't stop him from founding the Virgin Group, which controls more than 400 companies today. In his school life, he had very poor academic performance, and his headmaster told him that he would either become a millionaire or end up in prison. Number 6. Gabrielle Chanel. Gabrielle grew up in an orphanage as her father had abandoned her at a very early age. She learned sewing and some clothing work there in the orphanage, which helped her in later stages of her life. She has also worked as a singer at the bar. Afterwards, she went on to establish her own clothing lineup, Chanel. Today, it is one of the most expensive and luxury brands. Number 7. Ralph Lauren. Ralph was born into a family of house painters, but this couldn't stop his dream of becoming a millionaire. In his childhood, he used to sell ties to his classmates and earn some money. It was his interest in ties which helped him to achieve greater heights in fashion, and in 1974, he signed to design clothes for The Great Gatsby. This was the turning point in his life. Number 8. Indra Nooyi. Indra Nooyi, the ex-CEO of Pepsi.co, hails from a very poor background. During her graduation, she used to work at night so that she could pay the college fees. After that, she worked with many renowned companies like Johnson & Johnson and finally got the position of CEO. Number 9. Steve Jobs. On birth, Steve Jobs was put up for adoption and then raised in the San Francisco Bay Area by his foster parents. In 1972, he dropped out of college. Situation was so bad that he used to return Coke bottles for money in his childhood. Who knew? This boy would one day become the CEO of Apple Inc. and co-creator of Apple products. Number 10. J.K. Rowling. Rowling's childhood was somewhat unhappy for her. From facing depression to becoming one of the most loved authors till date, her life was full of ups and downs. As a kid, she was highly imaginative and wrote stories based on her surroundings. She's the first billionaire author according to Forbes, but she lost her billionaire status by donating much of her earnings to charity. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.